Hello, I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that might take us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here is to seriously not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Hello, everybody. This is Lizzie.
And I'm Izzy, and welcome to the We Need Help podcast.
Today we are doing Justine Bateman's edgy book, Face, 1 Square Foot of Skin. It's about the female experience with aging, dealing with societal norms, while putting a spotlight on the peeling away of worth of a woman based on what her face looks like. This collective experience is presented in a series of short stories, the inner musings of different women of different ages and professions, and their very personal experiences with their face and aging. And I loved this book and can't wait to dig into it.
Yeah, I was so surprised because when I read the title, I saw that this was coming out. I expected it to be like a study about society and women and, you know, more like a scientific dissection, but it was just very personal stories. The title was like the woman's name, age, profession. Just loved that. Yeah. And then it was just different, very personal experiences. And I love that. Like, I love that it's an expression of experience rather than here's my opinion on the topic, you know? So
yeah, it was a self-help book that was told kind of like the Bible. I mean, just like stories of everybody's same collective experience with aging. And we all do it, you know, if you don't die young, you know, this is, and I was pleasantly disappointed by this book.
Okay, that's interesting.
I was pleasantly disappointed because it was heartbreaking how painful we all allow it to be when it could be glorious and it could be so much more accepted if we put our foot down.
Yeah.
You know? So, I gotta say, Justine Bateman is a complete fucking badass as far as I'm concerned. I had no idea. Like, most of us know her as, you know, Mallory from Family Ties, who, like, I just wanted to be like when in the 80s, just based on her looks and, like, her attitude. I wanted to be like her so bad.
And then I get, you know, digging a little bit, and it turns out first of all, she's a Pisces, so that's awesome.
We automatically like her. Oh, you know what?
What?
Scarlett told me yesterday, my daughter Scarlett, 9 years old, ruler of the world. She told me that Pisces is the least or the most rare sign of all.
Really?
Of all the signs. So I'd like to go back 40 weeks and see like where that time is, because that's the time that people are having the least amount of sex.
Oh.
So your parents like got it on when not a lot of people were getting it on.
Unconventionally.
Yeah.
Great.
They were like,
Thank you.
you know what? It's not like, you know, it's not a trend right now, but let's fuck anyway.
Let's go back. It's okay. January, December, November, October, September. This is really hard. August. July, June, May. It would seem like springtime would be the time. It's like, yeah, it's April, May, right?
People are probably figuring out if it's Labor Day or Memorial Day because nobody could ever figure that out. But wait, were you conceived in Poland?
I was conceived in Chicago, but in the Polish neighborhood. So does that count?
Oh, well, they have the second most amount of Polish people in Chicago in the world, right?
Right. It's Warsaw, Chicago, and then Krakow. So that's amazing.
Okay, and we should probably tell our listeners that you're in Warsaw. You live in Warsaw, but you're in the country right now.
Yeah, I'm in the countryside. I'm actually in a little girl's room. We're building a house like right next door, so our neighbors just let us stay with them while our house is being constructed, and I'm in this little
Are
girl's
there
room, and
any
it's just
weird
lovely.
dolls looking at you?
There's several.
Oh my God, that's scary
They're all
as
like this.
fuck. They're side-eyeing you. Oh my Okay,
One
so
of-
your parents were having sex when nobody else was, and that's what in Chicago. People don't fuck in May in Chicago. Did you know that?
I didn't realize that, but
Except for your parents.
thanks,
No,
Mom and Dad, and thanks for that
Yeah.
visual, Liziana.
You're welcome. I was conceived in Lapine, Oregon.
Oh,
I know. I'll tell you the
how
story
do you know?
sometime.
How do you know that?
Well, because my parents, my dad had to get out of town for a while. I guess he owed some people some money. So my mom and dad took off in a 64 Ford Fairlane to get out of town. And they were going to go somewhere, but my mom got a bad vibe, and it was somewhere in like Wyoming. So they just kept going. And they ended up in Lapine, Oregon. And they got a little cabin there. And then my dad worked at like a ski lodge of some sort, or a lodge. And I guess they were broke as hell. They were eating like beans and having sex in this little cabin, and
Farting and having sex and eating
farting
beans.
and fucking.
A memoir by Liziana.
And I think that explains my personality best.
Yeah, explosive.
Farting and fucking. Yeah.
Explosive yet stanky.
It stinks. My personality stinks, yet you keep coming back for more.
Can't get enough.
So anyway,
Justine
she's a Pisces.
Bateman. She's a Pisces, most important. But secondly, mother of two, actor, writer, producer, director, entrepreneur, fashion designer. Like, she's amazing. She's amazing. I mean, when she graduated high school, she wanted to go on to college to study computer science, but she couldn't because she had a contractual obligation with Paramount Studios. But in 2016, she decided to do it, and she got a degree in computer science from UCLA. She's a smart cookie.
It's a big time school.
Yeah, that's a good school, I think. I mean, when she was on Family Ties, she had like bulimia, anorexia, compulsive overeating. She did a 12-step program, which I love. She treated her eating disorder. She was on Saturday Night Live, which I haven't seen that episode, so I'm going to Google it and see. And then she was in this awesome movie called Satisfaction, which was in 1988.
I can't get no.
Yeah,
oh,
I loved her.
No.
Loved her in that movie. And I also didn't realize that Liam Neeson and Julia Roberts also starred in that movie, so that's one that I'm going to have to download and watch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that. I love all three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Liam, but I mean, he's good, right? What movies is he in?
He's in that I Will Find You, where they kidnapped his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's in Love Actually, where his wife died.
I love
and
that one.
And
yes,
then,
that is such a great yet depressing but great movie.
Yeah. That's another that we could discuss that movie we could do an episode about that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she in 2000, she left the entertainment industry. She opened a clothing design company because one of her hobbies is knitting, which I think is awesome. Like, own it. So she opened up so she had her own clothing line where she had some knits.
Okay, so for me, like, when I find people like this that are like multifaceted people, like, I love that, because there's like, for me, there's been so many chapters of my life that it's like, it's so good to see somebody who had major successes in all these places, but kept just trying new things.
Yes. And I think that's not to generalize, but I think that's a very Pisces thing, Because it's like, oh, swimming around, doing this, doing that, let's try this.
Yeah,
And
going with the flow, trying, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta.
So I support that fully.
Of course you do.
Yes.
If anybody needed to guess, Izza is a Pisces.
Represent.
So we talk a lot about that, and we only have Pisces authors on here.
Yeah. We seem to. Yeah.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Anyway, 2007, she started a digital production company, and she was one of the most sought after authorities in digital production in the market. So she was very successful.
She's cool.
I know. She's a certified scuba diver. She's a licensed pilot of single engine airplanes. That's like totally awesome. And
have you ever thought about getting scuba dive certified?
I have a scuba diving story. I mean, I went scuba diving once in Dubai. And you're not supposed to drink. I'm in recovery. To all the people that don't know that, I'm in recovery, and I no longer drink, but I used to drink. And we were supposed to go scuba diving.
She's in recovering. She's in recovery.
Well, listen to this. They're like, we had the instructions for the dive. They're like, don't drink the night before, and I was like, psh, whatever. So
it's also not 5 o'clock somewhere. Did you know that?
Yeah. I woke up hungover AF, and I went scuba diving, and under the water, I blacked out, and they had to pull me up.
My God.
Because I had so much alcohol in my body, it messed up with the oxygen, and then I was deaf for 2 weeks. Something happened to my ears. I couldn't hear anything for 2 weeks. I'm like,
freaking God.
Yeah, so that's...
I don't know why you quit drinking. This just sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So much fun. So much fun.
You know what? I've never been scuba diving because I have a tremendous fear of deep, deep water.
I didn't know that.
And I also pride myself on the fact that I can see where I don't belong. And down underneath the ocean is one of those places.
Yeah.
But your story confirms that for me.
I'm glad I could help. I could help.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing. I generally don't like sports that involve a lot of gear.
Yes, we know. This is okay for our listeners out there. Even riding a bike pisses Izza off because she has to put air in the tires. And for some reason, she's the only one that greases spokes. It's not a thing for all the rest of us.
Well,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, scuba diving is a major pain in the ass, and I don't like the idea of being way down underneath in the water, and a tank. Somebody could be hungover when filling that tank, and they didn't get enough in there, and now all of a sudden I'm fucked.
And what's up with the rise? When you depressurize and pressurize and.
Oh, and
it's too much. It's too much math. It's too much math.
Terrifying.
I just want to go in. I want to go out. I don't want to be constricted.
I go into about maybe just over my nipples at the maximum, but I usually just go to my belly button so I can pee and then get the hell out of there.
On the scuba diver underneath you.
That's only in the bathtub. Okay,
so,
ocean only. Ocean only.
The last
and I don't swim in lakes. I don't swim in lakes. Fuck that. Dead people are in there.
So the most important fact about Justine Bateman is that her brother is Jason Bateman.
Oh God, I love him so much. I've always loved him so much, and every year he gets better, and it runs in the fucking family.
Yeah. It's so funny because as I was researching Justine Bateman, I thought about Jason Bateman, and he's married, and I was like, ooh. Because her book is a lot about accepting the aging process and how she loved when she started aging and her face started getting the lines and the wrinkles, and a little more weathered. Like, she loved it. And I was like, I wonder what Jason Bateman's wife looks like. And I wonder if she's all like...
Well, and maybe, like, do you think they get along?
That's what I was wondering. So,
yeah.
So I researched Jason Bateman's wife, and she's like, she looks normal. She's not all like done up. She doesn't look like she has any fillers. So I was like, okay, that's probably like a cool, Thanksgiving seems like it would be really relaxed, and I would love to join. Do you think
if she gets anything done, she doesn't tell anybody because she doesn't want to be judged by Justine?
Jason, you better not tell your sister.
Do not say a fucking word.
Jason's like, I'm not getting in the middle of
this. He seems like the guy that would like not make eye contact with her at all.
Yeah.
He's that cool. Yeah. He could probably pull it off.
Yeah, I would love to go over there for Thanksgiving dinner. So.
Okay. I would like to invite the Batemans to invite us, Izzy and Lizzie, to Thanksgiving. And we won't bring up anything to do with Jason Bateman's wife's Juvederm filler. Okay, that's not a fact. Yeah. That's not real. That's not true. We don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to their house for Thanksgiving. I'll put that in the calendar.
My first boyfriend, my first like real boyfriend in high school was a Bateman. So I could have been a Bateman. I could have been a Pisces Bateman.
Okay, was he any relation to Justine or Jason and Jason?
I don't think so, but the name.
But you would have told everybody that you were, for sure.
Yeah, because I used to make up.
You could have not only been a Bateman, but you could have had Batemans.
Exactly.
You could have just, or you could have even aborted a Bateman.
I haven't, but.
Oh, shit.
So let's move on to the book.
Why did I say that?
Yeah.
Why did that come out? Okay, let's talk about this book. Okay, this book it shook me. Yeah. What did it do to you?
It made me more aware of my own thinking about my own face. That's number one, and how much time I spend thinking about it. That's primarily what it did for me, and then it also made me feel not so alone in worrying about certain things.
I felt such a kinship with absolutely everybody at every age.
Yeah.
In this. And I also almost felt like we blame a lot on men, but we do a lot of it ourselves. I realized that how much we put on ourselves from the get-go. Yeah. It's like crazy, know? And I don't know if men are really the problem so much as we are.
Yeah, my fiance, he always says, You're always dressing up for other women. You're not dressing up for other guys. You when you go out, you dress up and you try to look good for other women, And I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
I mean, when I dress up, I truly do dress up for myself.
Yeah.
I love to look my best.
Yeah.
But I really love when all my girlfriends think I look my best too.
Yeah. And better than them.
and even better, a perfect stranger of a woman thinking I'm beautiful. Like, that's icing on every cake imaginable.
Yeah.
And that's weird. That's fucking weird, right? That we care about what other people think so much.
Yeah. So I want to ask you when did you become first aware that you had a face, that people, aware of your own beauty or lack thereof, or when did you become first self-aware, I suppose?
I was always aware that I was pretty to my dad, because he called me the pretty one, and he called my sister the smart one. So basically he called me the dumb one and her the ugly one, just by saying it that way. But he always said how pretty I was. And my mom literally, like, even today, I can walk into a room and she thinks I'm the most magnificent creature on earth. Absolutely magnificent. And so I always, like, my parents talked a lot about how pretty I was. How about you?
Well, I just remember first day of kindergarten. I went into this kindergarten and I hadn't really thought about my face ever before that. Like, not
Because
consciously,
her
not that I can
Polish
remember.
parents didn't give her any compliments at all.
They didn't. They were like, you go to work. Bring home bacon. And I was like, what? Oh I'm 7. Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't really discussed. I do remember, oh, this is a fun story. I was younger than kindergarten, and I remember I had 2 grandmothers, my dad's mom and my mom's mom, and my mom's mom was a little more wrinkled than my dad's mom. And I remember when I think I was like 4, I went up to my mom's mom, and I said, the more wrinkled one, and I said, why is your face all smashed up?
Because you're a little bitch, that's why. Did she say that?
No, but I remember I got in huge trouble and I did not understand. I did not understand that was something that was insulting.
Because, and they taught you right then and there that being wrinkled is wrong.
Exactly.
And to be ashamed of it.
Exactly. And I remember getting in trouble and I didn't get it. And then going to kindergarten, day 1, I like walk in there, I'm all smiley and ready to go.
Feeling it.
Yeah, and I was wearing like a jumpsuit. It was purple with like white hearts. My mother
styling and profiling.
My mother would always braid. I had really long hair. My mother would always 2 braids, and the bows were matching the jumpsuit.
Oh my God,
girl.
You were styling and profiling so hard.
And this girl came up to me. Honestly, she looked like a pig, and she came up to me and she goes,
she was swally.
You're Peppa. She came up to me and she goes,
straight up,
you're ugly, and walked away. And I was like,
well, you're a cunt. Did you say that? You know how to spell cunt in kindergarten? C-U-N-T.
I didn't know that word yet. I was like, if I did, I was shocked. I was like, what? People?
How do you say cunt in Polish?
Cunt. Cheapa.
Another, I like the English version better. Cunt.
It's a little, like, yeah.
It's got a little
more oomph.
Yeah. Which is unusual.
Yeah. Usually the Polish has a little more oomph.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just remember like being shocked, and then slowly, because I liked myself. I thought I was pretty hot stuff, and I just remember that.
Well, with a jumper, with braids, matching bows.
Yeah.
You probably were fucking like coming in heavy with a smock and a place like and a pad to lay down. You were like living large. And this little bitch ruined your kindergarten year and probably 6 years after that, no?
Well, what happened then was her outer, perception of me that she voiced slowly started becoming my inner voice.
Sorry. My sister will not fucking ever not call during a recording. Just so everyone knows, that's my sister Katie. She's 8. She's the smart one that I was referring to.
Sounds like she's not that smart. Listen.
I think she is. I think she's going for consistency here.
But also, there's this thing called off ringer where you could just...
Yeah, I thought I did it. Well, life is just not happening for me today.
I guess you are the pretty one.
I'm the pretty one. I don't know nothing about iPhones.
Shoot.
I don't know nothing about birthing no babies, Miss Scarlett. Oh God.
So yeah.
So okay, back to this bitch. What's her first, last name, and do you know where she's residing now?
No.
Could let's Facebook stalk her?
No, because
and start a underground situation where we like ruin the last 40 years of her life. Does that
That's
sound like
no?
no? Okay, is that not a thing?
I love how
Let's
protective you
destroy
are
her
of me.
fucking life.
I love how protective you are of me. But that was
Let's
that
make
was
this happen. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I'm saying this bitch better watch out.
she better watch her back.
Yeah, no, she better watch her front because it's fugly. I don't know what this is, just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming out.
I love how you're angry for me because I'm like,
I am angry. I don't like this little brat. Her mom obviously failed miserably, which means her grandma did.
Which means her grandma did, and it goes back to
vicious.
But anyway, like at that point, people's opinions of me started becoming my inner voice. So my inner voice started telling me, you are ugly. And then I became, from that moment on, I remember it was like a switch flipped. It was, I need to do whatever, I am in fear that people think this of me. And I became very self-conscious. I mean, I remember to the point where I was afraid to raise my hand to ask to go to the bathroom because I did not want people looking at me because then they would judge me and they would think I was ugly. So,
and like once I got to school, I was definitely like not, like my parents had lied to me a lot about my beauty. Because I got to school and people didn't say the same things. Like I was thinking, when I walked into Mrs. Ehrlich's class, and I was also in her wedding. She had all the kindergarten class in her wedding. It was like the best day of my life. But when I walked into that kindergarten class, like kindergarten was fine, but like I think maybe first, second, third, somewhere in there, like people started ripping on me for being too skinny, for being ugly. I had government glasses. That didn't help. Like
what is government glass? Oh, okay.
Well, it's when you have state aid, you're not allowed to like pick from all the glasses.
Oh.
You have to pick from like 5 pairs.
Okay.
And they always look like Jessie Raphael like glasses. Do you remember her? If you don't remember her, you can look her up on the World Wide Web. But like, I mean, I had these thick glasses and ugly, like my mom didn't get up in the morning to help me get out the door. That was like not her thing.
Yeah.
So my hair wasn't done. My clothes were like hand-me-downs from my cousin Emily. Shout out, thank you. And like, I look like shit. And kids don't let that pass. And if you even like think that you might look like shit, they're gonna tell you. Like, why?
Yeah. To make themselves feel better, I suppose. Or here, I've learned this in my years of, seeking spiritual wisdom.
Therapy.
That they're actually looking for intimacy in the group. So, like, to make fun of somebody automatically creates a connection between the people who are making fun of that person. So, like, let's pick somebody to make fun of, and that'll bring us closer. So those kids were actually seeking intimacy, but they didn't know that yet, and probably never will.
Well, I wish I would have gave them intimacy with my Zare sneaker into their like
rear
vagina. Oh. They were so mean. But and I also think that like it's as simple as this: like driving down the road with your little girl in the back, and you're driving down the road, and you're the mother, and you see somebody, and you say something as simple as, geez, she shouldn't be wearing that.
Mm-hmm.
And that plants the seed for everyone to give their opinion to everyone about what they think of what they look like.
Yeah.
And I think that it's an adult problem that goes into children pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like... it's something that I think we don't even realize that we do unless we're super aware of, like, unless you got bullied as a child, like you you you're aware of it. Like I'm super careful about what I say in front of Scarlett. I don't ever put somebody's body down. We're not allowed to use the worst F word in the world, which is fat, in our house. Like, I don't say it. I don't say it about myself. I don't say it about my cat. I don't say it about, anybody, because it is a hurt word. They're just hurt words.
Yeah.
Ugly, fat, stupid are all hurt words, right? So if we don't put them in the rotation at home, do they get into the rotation at school?
I'm not sure. I don't know. We didn't use, we didn't use any of those words in our house, really. We didn't really talk about those types of things. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we didn't. My mom would have never gone for it. Like, she never had hurt words in our house.
Yeah.
I mean, she was ahead of her time in that way.
So how do you feel about your face these days? Like, how do you...
Well, I've thought a lot about my face after reading this book, and I I love my face. I've always loved my face. I've always thought it was beautiful, and I thought it was very underrated in school. But I love my face. How do you feel about your face? I love your face.
Huh. It's funny. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about my face. It's a weird question. It's not like I look in the mirror and I'm like, yes, you're gorgeous. I never feel like that. But I don't look at myself and think, oh, you're ugly. But I honestly do worry about what other people think about my face. And what this book has also done for me a little bit is like owning your face, right? Because I've always been sort of detached from my own face and more worried about what other people think of my face. And what this book has done for me is like, what do you think about your face, Isabella? Do you like your face?
Yeah.
And it's starting to give me my own vision back rather than using everybody else's eyes. So I
feel the exact same way. Like, I'm just like, wow, I think back to when I was like 18, and I would be so nasty to myself. My self-talk would be so horrible about anything on my body, on my face, this, that, and the other thing. But like, the fact that I've made it this long, I give my body it really deserves a lot to have lived through this. Major props. And then for my face, I just think, it reminds me of my mom a lot when I was little, and I loved my mom's face. I see a few things about my dad that I used to look up to in my face. And then I've had this most precious gift, actually 3 of them, but Molly, my niece, who's almost 20, she looks like my face. So I've fell in love with it that way. And then of course Scarlett came along, and she has all the my different expressions. So I've fallen in love with that part of my face. So but Molly has been a huge gift to me in the way that I've gotten to see her face progress, and it looks a lot like mine. If you saw her, she really does. We went out to a restaurant the other night, and my friend was there, and Molly got there before I did, and she turns and looks at her, and she goes, "That looks like Lizzie." Mm-hmm. And of course I came later. She's like, I looked at Molly and I was like, that looks just like Lizzie. She's blonde and 5'8", and it's obviously not me, but I think there's different ways to fall in love with your face, and the girls have helped me in that way.
Yeah.
you know? And looking at my mom's face now, like she's 60. I'm sure she'd appreciate me like calling her.
She's 60.
And her face is beautiful too.
Yeah.
Like her face is really pretty.
Yeah.
So it's like looking at that and knowing that that's like going to happen for me too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know? I like that my face, like, it just makes people smile, like in certain ways, you know. And I love that about your face too. Like we're very expressive. We're like, you know, I can always tell what you're thinking. But I've also how comfortable are you talking about like what you've had done to your face?
I'm comfortable. I'm totally comfortable.
Mine too. Yeah.
So I think the most horrible thing I've ever had done to my face was, so I decided that there was like some bags under my eyes and I didn't like them. And I was going to go, I chose a clinic and I was going to go to it to get this under eye area fixed, which is, it was so funny because Maciek, my fiance, is like, why don't you just sleep more? And I was like, sleep? I know, I want a knife and like plastic surgery, like sleep, you know? No.
Nah.
So I chose a plastic surgeon, and this is how I make most of my life decisions, based on the fact that his last name was the same as my best friend from junior high's last name. I was like, he must be great.
That's called a sign. That's a sign from the universe that you should be going there.
Big shout out to Sarah Krajewski, who is like my best friend in 7th grade. And so, by the way, she's like a fantastic hairdresser in California, and she's a surfer.
I believe
and she's
they're
like
called
the coolest
stylists now. They're called stylists.
She's a stylist. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we called each other the gruesome twosome in junior high school because everyone thought we were skinny, we were awkward, we were flat chested, and I think we were pretty ugly. And now we're both.
They're like, those boys are awesome. Those two boys are gonna make it someday.
Yeah. Anyway, Sarah Krajewski. So I'm like, found the Krajewski clinic in Warsaw. I'm like, perfect. And
Can
I go
you spell
in.
her last name so people can follow her.
You can find it. You can find the link on our. I'm gonna have to ask her if we can do this, but anyway, I go to the clinic and I'm like talking about my under eye area, you know, to the guy, and he's like, "How do you feel about your face?" And I was like, "I feel fine about my face." And he's like, "How about your skin?" And I was like, "I had never really thought about my skin." And he starts pointing out with like the special light, all of the things wrong with my skin.
That's the same light that they use in Nordstrom's dressing rooms, just so everybody knows.
It's from the Krajewski clinic. He patented it. So everyone can feel like shit.
Yeah, you go in there, a fucking 8, you leave a 3.
Yeah. So it reminded me of the story from Justine Bateman's book Face of Faith, who was an advertising executive, where convince people they have a flaw so they buy products they don't really need. And he was very good at this. And by the end of our meeting, he had convinced me that, you know, I really need to get some stuff done. So he convinced me that day to get 3 different lasers. And it was June. It was like the beginning of June, and it was
height of the summer.
Summer was just around the corner. And I even said, don't you usually get laser like work done at the end of summer because of the sun? And he's like, no. And I said, well, I'm outside a lot. And he said, no, here's an SPF. Here you go. It was like SPF 50. And he said, just put this on.
Did he sell that to you for $95?
He did. He's like, this is the best SPF in the world. And I went in there and I was like under this, they were doing this laser on me, which was the most painful thing in the world. My face blew up like a balloon. It broke out. It was awful. It was an awful experience. And my sunspots 2 years later are doubled because there's no sunscreen strong enough. It's gonna, you know. So after that, I was like, I mean, I truly believe, you know, a lot of what you ingest is going to help your face. So I, drink a lot of water, eat the avocados, eat the fish, whatever, omega-3 oils. Yeah. So that's really the only major thing that I have had done. And I have had Botox here because I don't like looking mad. And I've had Botox between the brows.
Like that. Like, this shows all the sadness right between the eyes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell you I was pretty much disappointed with my life for the first 25 years. And it showed on my face before I got Botox there.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you had that line there, and it always looked like you were quizzical or mad.
I was both of those things. Yes. Yes. They nailed it then. That was perfect. But yeah, I had that done too. Right when we started reading the book, I went in for micro needling. It's where they numb your face, and then they go in and put thousands of needles. They poke your face, and you're just laying there, and she's doing it, and it's supposed to bring collagen to your face. And I'm gonna say it. I would recommend it. It does like such a beautiful job. Like, but you're laying there while she does these thousands of needles, and I realized that she kept wiping, and it was wiping all my blood off my face. Like, it was bleeding that much. And like I said, I've had Botox here and in my forehead up here, and then because it will raise your eyebrows up a little bit. I'm due. And then I've had filler put in. I'm going to call them like the Fred Flintstone lines coming off the nose down to the mouth. I had it done there, but I have never had it done since, and it's out now. But I've also had a little filler in my lip right above here. And I think that's about it. But I've done chemical peels. I've done so much shit trying to, and this is the weirdest thing I say. Now, I don't want to look like fake when I leave here.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you say?
Yeah, I'm like, to my girl, who's amazing. She's at True Glow Med Spa. I know she wouldn't mind me calling. Like, she is amazing. She's not one of these girls that like pump you full of stuff. Like I call them, they're from Juvedermia. Like, where you like just your face is so full. Like, she's just like she calls it like keeping it the way it is. The way it always has been. But like, I do feel like I'm kind of telling myself that it's wrong to age, and telling Scarlett it's wrong to age, and I have 5 younger sisters and 9 nieces. And when I'm going to tell you, if you don't do the things I do at 44, they're going to be like, why did my Aunt Lizzie look so different than I do at 44? Because if you don't do any of this shit, you're not going to look like, like this young at 44.
So
and I waste a lot of time on it. I feel like I waste a lot of time on it.
Why? Is it fear, or is it?
Well, I mean, I can tell you this. My father has never, ever given me a compliment. And I'm not blaming him, because that's just the way he was raised. But he's never given me a compliment that doesn't have to do with my looks. And so I always found a lot of value in myself in that. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's where it comes from. Like, or, I just love to look my best. Like, I always have. And I think I'm the society has programmed us all into thinking that it's like having that line in the middle is really wrong, and having wrinkles is wrong. And, it's not sexy anymore. And like, that's one of my worst fears, is not to be sexy anymore.
Okay.
I don't know why, but.
Has the book changed anything in your, like, will you get less done, more done? Will you just accept it? How has the book changed your perception of what you're doing?
I think I'll get less done.
Hmm.
I think I will. I think I will judge others less for not getting it or getting it.
Yeah.
Like what was that one story about the girl or the woman that came in to meet her girlfriend, and I think the girlfriend's name was Gloria.
Hmm.
Um, but her name was Tara, and she went to have lunch with her girlfriend Gloria. And Gloria what had looked beautiful, like she would look like super well rested. And Tara sat down with her, and Gloria was like, "So, like, can you notice?" And Tara's like, "Uh, yeah," but I guess she had a mini facelift, and she wanted Tara's approval so bad. She's like, well, you gotta do it. You gotta do what, keep yourself up and everything. And Tara, like, she kept like asking for Tara's approval, and Tara just would not give it to her. She's like, it's not for me. It's, which I respected completely. And then she went into it like a pretty wild series of horribly judging Gloria.
Yeah. I remember it was Tara 42 photographer, and she was infuriated by Gloria's
Yes,
mini lift.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
I
the
just
word
thought,
was infuriated.
yeah, there
Hey,
was a couple
folks
stories
out
like
there,
that.
if anybody does something to themselves and it fucking infuriates you, you're the problem.
You got to look at yourself. You got to look at yourself.
Take a hard look of how much you fucking care about what other people do.
Yeah.
I mean, and you might just be trying to make yourself feel better.
Yeah. There was another story that I thought was interesting. It was Billy, 49, real estate agent. And it was about two women, Billy and Karen, and they're at like a bake sale for their school. And Billy did not like Karen because Karen got a bunch of work done and now she was a 10. And Billy was like a 6, in her own mind, in her own, Billy was talking, like we hear Billy's inner dialogue. Right. And Karen's like being really nice and trying to talk to Billy, and Billy's like also being nice on the outside, but just horrible. Like, she's so fake, her fake nails, she's so fake.
Her inner monologue was horrible, right?
Right. So yeah. I just thought it was interesting because Billy's judging Karen for being fake on the outside, but Billy's being also fake on the outside because she's really inside judging Karen so badly, but being like so like sweet and fake on the outside. And I just thought, oh, that's just, you're judging
fake on the outside all day long than fake on the and rather than someone being fake on the inside.
Well, yeah. So that was interesting.
Fake, yeah. I remember that one, and I actually wrote that down as well. So it really, I know that there's a lot of Naples moms like that. Like here, they're just not. They don't say what they really think, and it's, instead, rather than be like, acting like you like Karen, you wouldn't have to do that, right? Like, if you don't like her for whatever reason, you don't have to pretend like you like her.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up.
Any stories that you kind of remember that stuck in your brain, stuck in your head?
Let's see. There were so many. I put the anger between Billy, the real estate agent, and Karen. That was definitely one. There was Chris, 32, actor, when she was in the waiting room of waiting for an audition. There were two women, 38 and 39, that were saying things about themselves, and it hurt her. Like, the dialogue that we have as women to ourselves just fucking drives me nuts personally. It's like, well, and I'm doing it. It drives me nuts selfishly, because it's like somebody will walk in and be like, oh my God, I'm so fat. And I'm like, now I'm obligated to say either nothing, which makes me feel horrible. Or if you are overweight or whatever, I have to agree with you, which is awkward as fuck. Or I have to like go against you and be like, oh, no, you're not. And that like might be what you're looking for. But like, I had a boyfriend once that said, don't bring up what's wrong with you. And I probably won't notice. And I think that we probably should think about that. Like, not why are we talking about what's wrong with us instead of what's right with us to our friends? Like, if I walked in and said, I'm fat and I'm ugly and I'm tired looking and and I've got a crook in my neck. Or, hey, I just got this dress. Do you love it? And I'm feeling kind of good today. I'm happy. Or like, I think we kind of give a lot of energy to what's wrong with us instead of what might be right with us.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that kind of like, it does hurt it hurts all of us when you put yourself down. It does. Even if you're saying it out loud or if you're thinking it, really like it brings down the fucking vibe in the room.
There was a point in the book where Justine Bateman mentioned that some people in society might think that older women are unattractive because they are no longer of childbearing capacity. And I'm going to just quote her directly. This is from her intro. The smooth, unlined faces that usually accompany women in childbearing years would be more desirable than creased faces, as creased faces may indicate that a woman is in menopause and unable to breed any longer. So she's just talking that it might just be biological that older women are not as attractive. And what did I do? Of course, logged straight on to Pornhub. They publish a report.
Never heard of it. Pornhub? No.
Ask Jason.
What might Pornhub? Well, no, that's where we met.
Ask your dad.
Oh God, ask. I'm 1,000% sure my dad knows what that is.
So, and the statistics, because they publish a report every year, and they have 715 million hits. Annually. It's hits, wank.
Oh, and, man.
In the top searches, there was MILF, mature. So that goes to show you, like, the sexual attraction.
That was, like, in the top three, right?
That was in the top 4.
You gave me...
There was...
4.
Yeah, there was also... Asian was in the top, but the country that does the most searching is Thailand. So, maybe...
Did you know that they thought I was Asian when I was born?
Who is they? Your parents?
They, the doctors, and I have this weird line that goes across my hand that a lot of Down syndrome people have. I'm not Asian or Down syndrome.
Okay, well, you should do one of those blood genetic tests because my friend did it, and it turns out she had a whole shitload of Mongolian. Because Genghis Khan was friggin' having sex all around Europe, and there's a lot of children that are descendants of Genghis Khan. So you might have some Mongolian gene, and you don't even know it, so you should do one of those genetic tests.
Okay, if we can get 23andMe to sponsor us, I will do it.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
That's a deal. Let's just say
if I'm a descendant of Genghis Khan, I'm gonna be like buying the T-shirt for that.
I would,
just so everyone knows.
I would not be surprised if you were a descendant of Genghis Khan.
I am taking that as a compliment. Okay.
So there we have it. Older women are, I think, obviously.
I think
attractive.
older women are sexy as hell. I mean, I guess it's probably a good thing that I'm not like attracted to young girls. But like I think like a strong sexually forward woman is a good thing. Like Every man I know is trying not to get people pregnant.
Right. Right. Right.
Like, I think this is where like the bullshit factor comes in. And then like and I also don't buy that all men want younger women either.
Yeah, I mean, my fiance.
Oh, that's so French.
my
Oh, makes me want a croissant.
My finance.
My fiance.
He tells me that he's attractive to older women.
He told you he was?
Yeah, he tells me. No, he just says that younger women just don't have the experience. He said they could be very bright, but they just don't have the life experience, and he's attracted to that, the life experience, the depth.
Well, he's very smart, and I think a lot of smart people can't stand the just lack of experience of younger people.
Yeah.
But is he attracted to the younger ones physically? Because, like, I asked my Poppy about it, my stepdad, I call him Poppy, and he said all he can see is his children and grandchildren.
Uh-huh.
Like, he cannot see a woman, like a 23-year-old, she, like, he's like, I just see my granddaughter, Alex. If it's, if it's a 30-year-old, I see my daughter, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah. So I don't think all men are attracted. There was what was that? Jada and Sally Shelley or something like that. There was Jada, 44. She was 44 years old.
It was Jade, 43 wife. She goes on
Jade, 43 wife.
Yeah, she goes on a cruise with her husband. And for their anniversary, their wedding anniversary, and
I'm guessing they were in the top 1%.
Yeah,
it's a yacht,
and there's a cook on the yacht, and her husband has an affair with the cook, basically, who's young. And her name is Shelley/Susie, because Jade isn't sure what her name is, but it doesn't matter.
Remember.
Yeah, that was a wonderful story. My favorite part of that was the end where because she's 43, she's not, and her husband I think is 20 years older. So she tells him, the face is the truth teller. Like, this is right. Like all my experience, it's on my face. And he said, yes, the face is the truth teller, as you say, but I see a truth in your face and I don't want to know it. And I was just wondering if that's what he sees in her face is that she's getting older, and that is bringing her closer to death, and he wants no part of it.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
I think there must be something there could be something to that. But I mean, I don't know a lot of men that like have 22-year-old girlfriends, except for my dad. Like, my dad has literally, not Poppy, my dad,
biological father.
He has
the guy who gave you the Asian genes.
Yes, he's the one. He was the one that called me the pretty one. He loves younger women. He doesn't like older, like ones his age.
You
and
asked
I think
him why?
I have. And he's like, they're just not as, jaded or anything like that. But just out of sheer observation, I think he likes to be the teacher. I think he likes to be the fixer. He likes to save them. Because, like, when my mom was 17, he got with my mom, and she was in a pretty bad situation. He kind of saved her from that.
The rescuer.
And he was 28. He was 28.
That's another book that we'll
Yeah, but I think that's what it, like, a lot of times women become so strong, 35 plus. We really I think we blossom after that point, and like we become like more of ourselves, more sure-footed. And I think that a lot of men, and I'm really just broad stroking it here, but I think a lot of them like to fix things for people, and they like to feel useful in that way, and they want to feel strong. And I think older women, like they don't need that as much after a certain age.
I think there's something to that, and I think you're right. But I do think people like to be needed. They like to feel needed, you know.
Would you want anything to do with a 22-year-old lover?
Do I have to answer that?
I love you. I love you.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you
we get our compound? We're getting a pool boy for you. Sorry, Machek. Just kidding. I'm lying. Not really.
Oh, what are you taking away from this this learning, this journey that we've gone on with the face? What are you going to take away from it?
I'm taking away that we're all in this together, and we need to fucking get our shit together and stop putting our faces down for living in them.
Yeah.
I mean, quit putting other women down, quit putting yourself down, quit acting like that is your freaking credit card to what life has to hold. It's not.
Can I be your therapist?
Yeah.
What are you taking away from it, Lizzie?
I'm gonna quit putting my face down. I'm not going to say anything badly about. I'm gonna talk about it's about what I do. I'm gonna compliment what people do and not what their face is like. And what we are. And I've been using terms like, you look so happy. Mm-hmm. And you're you look so energized. You look we don't have to compliment just this shell that we're in.
This aging shell.
This Asian, I thought you said.
Aging.
I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm the Asian one. That's okay. I love to be Asian.
Asian don't raisin.
Oh, my God. I've never heard that. And I never want to again.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I heard that, and an Asian lady told me, so therefore I'm just repeating it.
So my sister is married to a Filipino man, mm-hmm. and she's only ever been attracted to Asian men. That's her jam.
Oh.
She loves Asians.
That's cool.
It's one specifically now. Let me make that clear. She doesn't like hair, body hair.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So what are you taking from this awesome book?
Liking my face. And the last
If you
chapter,
guys all go on YouTube, if you're listening to this and you go on YouTube, get on there and look at Izza's face. It is fucking gorgeous. I love it, especially when she makes it look. No, you are gorgeous. You have a beautiful face. My mom said so.
If your mom said so.
My mom's like, her face is so beautiful.
Oh.
I'm like,
but I don't want to hear those compliments.
No, I said, Mom, don't say that. That's rude.
Just tell her she
You're
looks
supposed
energized.
To be talking about what she's doing.
She looks energized. She looks happy. I'm taking away that
don't
I'm
be
liking
part
my
of the
face. The last chapter for me is summed it up beautifully. The last chapter was about Justine Bateman herself, and she asked the question, you know what you're looking at? You're looking at snow skiing almost every year. Weekends at Zuma Beach, vacations at the seashores, birthing 2 babies, laughing until she's crying. This is it. And when I look at my face in the mirror, I'm no longer going to see, oh my gosh, this, that. I'm going to see the experiences. And that's what I want to see when I look at my face. And that's what I want to feel when I look at my face.
Me too.
Rather than seeing, oh my gosh, I got to get rid of this. It's like, no, I'm going to embrace it because it's part of the experience. So that's what this book gave me. So I'm happy about it.
I love that. And I'm also going to just assume everybody wants to shag me. Like I always have. I'm not going to change that.
Yeah, that's not gonna...
Either they want to shag me out of pure unbridled attractiveness, or they're going to want to shag me out of curiosity.
Either way, I'm getting shagged. So
no, they want to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
In their, yeah, that's what I meant.
And up here, it's like I'm just going to put it out there. I know they do.
All right. Well, what are we doing next week? We have Own the Day, Own Your Life.
Own the Day by Aubrey Marcus. He is the founder of On It, a holistic self
realization, optimization, human
optimization. I feel like if we read this book, we might come out the Terminator. Do you feel like that?
That'd be cool. There was was there a female Terminator? I don't know.
If it was, he looked quite masculine with that red eye. I didn't see his genitalia, so I don't know.
They should make Pornhub should work on that.
Okay, Pornhub. When you sponsor us, we have an idea for you. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
I like it from the back.
Don't look at my eye.
I like it from the back.
I'm mature machine. Click on me.
Worship my wrinkles. All right. I think we're done.
Some people have a brown eye. He has a red eye. Oh man, this could go all the way.
We could. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Yep. Go out and get yourself some help.
Go get some help, girl.
We need help. We need a lot.
We need some help.
Welcome to the Afterbirth with my favorite co-host, Izzy.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, and I'm Lizzie. Ooh, and we're going to have some fun. This is the best part. This is my favorite part.
This is the part where we say, oops.
Yeah. This is the part where we're like, yeah, I actually don't pee on people.
Yeah. This is the placenta. This is like the yummy part.
Yeah, this is the kind that's nourishing that you should plant by a tree if you don't end up eating, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, holy crap, there was so much to fact check on face.
Let's start.
Wow, let's do it. Okay, is Pisces the most common sign?
No, it is not the most common sign.
No, it is not. Scarlet, 9-year-old liar.
What is the most common sign?
According to myastrosecrets.com, which seems completely legit, it is Aquarius. Oh, no. Yeah, Aquarius. The least common zodiac sign there is, making up just 6.3% of the population. Aquarius people are people who love life, but who also aren't that crazy about commitments. They consider commitments too boring because their goal is to get as much out of life as possible every single day. And no other sign wants that. No other sign wants that. Yeah, they're from January 20th to February 18th. And I can say, like, I don't know a lot of them, but the few I do know are fucking bitches. Just kidding. Just kidding. I lied about that. That's not real.
My mom's an Aquarius. And my mother-in-law's an Aquarius.
Okay. Well, you know, exceptions prove the rule.
Yeah.
They're fine. I have a sister that's an Aquarius. I have a sister that's in every sign. That's because I have 5 sisters.
She's just on the tail end of every sign. What? It's the
not the same sister.
The least common sign is Aquarius, or the most common sign?
Aquarius, the least common zodiac sign at 6.3%. The most common sign, and I can tell you exactly why, is the Scorpio.
Okay.
Because if you map that back 40 weeks, that is Valentine's Day, and it's the obligatory sex time.
Okay. Wait. But I've never met a Scorpio. So how is that possible? What does that mean?
You've never met a Scorpio?
My hand to God, I've never met a Scorpio.
Two of my sisters are born on the 14th and 15th of November because they're October 23rd and November 21st. They totaled 9.6 of the population, and they are fiery as all hell. I have a lot of Scorpios in my life, ton. My sister Katie, my number one, she is definitely a Scorpio.
So Scorpio is the sign that Pisces is most sexually compatible with. And I've never met one.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so sad. Wah. Izzy's never had like the best compatibility sex out there.
Yet.
That's so sad. That's so sad. My pool boy that I get for you is going to be a Scorpio.
He better be. That should be in the job description.
Oh my God. Okay, and the Pisces is the fourth most common. People who are Pisces make up roughly 9.1% of the population. They are fun-loving and love to laugh. I agree.
That's so true. So true.
They also have dreamy personalities that seem to be contagious, especially because they wear their heart on their sleeve and can tell a joke better than anyone else.
That is true. Like you. That sounds like me. I once got invited to a client's office just to sit there and tell jokes all day.
Okay, because you're living the motherfucking dream.
That was so fun. I just sat in the corner and like people walked by and I was telling jokes.
I believe that. I wish I had I would pay you to do that at my company.
Yeah, it was really funny.
That is awesome. So, this one, I do want to clarify another. Are we done with the Pisces thing?
I think so. I think we've
debunked that.
We've milked it dry.
We've dry humped that.
There's no more life in that one. So let's just.
Okay. Well, I was not able to find a kindergarten curriculum that is teaching children how to spell cunt. Just. So, you know,
that's homeschooling. That's a lot of homeschooling. That's homeschooling.
Not a real thing. That's for like the school of rad that Scarlett goes to. She knows how to spell cunt.
She knows how to spell all the swear words.
Yeah.
In different languages.
And use them in every perfect
configuration.
Way possible.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have for me? Anything?
I had
I'm about to blow your motherfucking mind.
I've had the horoscope thing. I wanted to clarify that I've never aborted a Bateman. So
no, I thought that was obviously clear on the episode.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that again.
But I do want to say you brushed it though. You could have.
I could have.
Didn't.
Yes. I just wanted to clear. Yeah, I could have.
You had a brush with aborting a Bateman.
That's even worse. We're nothing.
No. Did not. Okay. All right. It's clear. Okay. So you know how I said they thought I was Asian and they thought I was Down syndrome because I have the lines across my hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a ton of research on this, and it's called a simian crease. But they don't like to use simian because that is like a term for monkeys.
Sorry.
Which I thought, or ape, which I was not offended by that at all. I believe.
As she peels a banana with her feet.
You don't need them that way? That's cool. Because so many cultures find it charmed, like completely lucky. Now, here's the deal. With the simian crease, there's only one line going across and one line going down. But here's the weird part, and I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. I have two lines going straight across and one going down.
But don't most people have that?
No, they all like separate in the middle. Mine goes straight across on both hands.
I mean, does mine do that too?
No, see, yours break off like this.
Oh,
like they
I see.
kind of go like this.
Yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, see, mine goes straight across.
Oh.
So I don't even think I have the... So, to the contrary, like, that's very ape-like. I think I'm more evolved because I have 2 lines that go straight across and complete the hand on both hands. So it turns out I'm a fucking alien.
Well, we all knew that.
Oh, okay. That's not groundbreaking.
Yeah, no. Next.
No, damn. Next. But there is very interesting stuff. The Japanese call it masukaki line. And according to them, it's lucky as hell to have one. It's even luckier to have 2. You're going to have wealth. You're charmed beyond measure. People like Hillary Clinton and Robert De Niro have the masukaki line. And countless Olympians.
Well, how is Hillary lucky?
Yeah, she got fucked in levels that...
That's like...
She's kind of unlucky, isn't she?
Yeah.
Poor Hillary. She got major... She didn't get the... She got the short end of the stick.
She did. Her masukaki line is out of order.
Her masukaki did not come through for her.
Did not go. It must have been a bad year of the whatever.
Well, you should also know that the great Buddha in Nara possesses the masukaki line.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So, once again, I'm lined up with the master soul.
You are. You're lined up with the Buddha. You're lined up with apes. It's like...
I'm lined up with the Buddha, Jesus.
Apes.
Oh my God. Yeah, apes are magical creatures. Like,
they are.
Which links me to Jane Goodall, which I'm basically like...
Love Jane Goodall. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go gray at some point. Just to be more connected to the apes and Jane Goodall.
I feel like I can find commonalities with her that don't require me to grow my hair out.
But every time I think of apes, I think of that woman on Dr. Phil whose face was ripped off by a chimp. When people keep them as pets and then they just go ape shit.
When you've got a fucking term called ape shit, you need to not have an ape living with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just major...
Oh, that story still gives me chills. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the reasonability test to have an ape. Did she deserve it?
No, she was a guest of the lady who had the ape. So she came over for like afternoon tea and got her face ripped off. Yeah.
I've had some bad experiences as a guest, but nothing like that.
Are these biscuits stale?
Yeah. She didn't offer me a napkin. Oh wait, but she did offer me a facial reconstruction. That's awesome.
What else you got?
Well, I've got a huge one.
Yeah,
there was in fact a female Terminator movie.
Oh yeah, there was with a female Terminator in the leading role. Okay. She
was the TX model, a gynoid-like assassin with a human female appearance. The character was introduced as an antagonist in the 2003 film Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, portrayed by Kristana. Her name is Kristana.
That's her name? Like
Loken.
What? Okay.
Kristana Loken. I had never heard of her. Claire Danes was in the movie, but she is not the machine. Kristana Loken was. And
Okay.
if you don't know who she is, neither did I. Don't feel bad. But she played in every single movie I've never seen. Like Mortal Kombat,
Okay,
Blood Rain,
haven't seen Blood Rain.
Dungeon Siege, and many others I've never even thought about
But I
watching.
bet she's like a rock star in that world that watches those movies. I bet she's like the hottest rock star. Like, I bet everybody knows who she is.
Every 14-year-old boy has, like,
Yeah, had a
lost their...
crusty sock due to her.
Yes. She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh.
But, yeah, I had no idea. And that's all I've got for this one.
All
What
right.
do you have? Anything different?
No, I didn't have anything different. So I had all the same stuff. I had the horoscope stuff. So there we go. Afterbirth.
Afterbirth. There's your afterbirth, people. Nutrition.
Enjoy.
Nutrition
Enjoy.
on nutrition. Don't you feel rebirthed? Okay, well, that's a wrap, and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Bye. Bye.
See you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Rate and follow us if you like us. If you don't, please don't.
And come visit us at www.theweneedhelppodcast.com. There you can find show notes, links for books. You can join Audible, which is, how we actually read our books. We listen to them. And we have special exclusive content just for you. Also, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon account. That's where you can support us financially because we need it. And it can be anywhere from $1 to $100 billion a month, whatever you can afford. And the link to our Patreon account is www.patreon, and that's spelled patreon.com/We Need Help Podcast. And you can support us on there. We would really appreciate it because we do need help.
Awesome. And we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks,
Bye.
loves. Bye.